Sure.
Every 2 minutes, I took kind of a snapshot
Sure.
of what was going on. And so I typed it out, and basically, 122, teacher tells students to get notes out from yesterday,
Sure.
explains students need to do the following, and that's where you had them write their summary, underline main ideas. Teacher tells students they will have 5 minutes, student get out notes, and begin to complete activity. And so as I was going through this, there were a couple things that I noticed. A couple of things that I saw was just like the transitions between activities, where students would kind of get off task. So like, I try to just take data, right? Teacher circles room to check homework, I think I put 27 students continue work on activity, 3 students on right side of the room begin to have a conversation.
Right.
And then when you start to ask clarifying questions, or when you start to discuss things, they're all on task, they're all looking at you. But then teacher says, please open textbook, 4 students begin to talk while they open textbooks.
Right.
So things like that. But then when they're doing the activity, I pretty much, all students listen while teacher briefly talks about different inventions from China. And then when you go to the station, all students begin to write once you let them go. So there was a high engagement. I think just the parts where it was a little bit of the transition periods
Sure,
was
that
where
makes
they
sense.
got off,
which
I think is a normal thing that happens
Right.
to all of us, right?
And there's only so much structure you could do
Absolutely.
within the class time, because then there's a little bit of resentment if it's
For sure.
too rigid. So I tried to have some of the flexibility in between that,
Absolutely.
because I understand that middle school students, especially being the last period of the day, are anxious to get out. So
Absolutely.
for myself, I let some of the things go, but I think if it becomes a classroom distraction, then I'll try and redirect the misbehavior towards the accepted behavior.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, the students that you're talking about, I can visualize who it is.
Right.
And so most of the time it's because they have it done early, and we've had those kind of conversations that, all because you're done early doesn't mean other people aren't trying to work.
Right.
And so in that situation, my main goals were to give out previous work so that they can help answers for their quiz, which was the following day.
Sure.
And then the other one was filling out their study guide, and usually I just do my initials to ensure that they actually completed the study guide. And then the next day it's usually based on participation, because I actually assess that knowledge based off of the formal assessment, which is the quiz.
Right.
So
As far as behavior, there wasn't really any behavior
Sure.
issues. And I thought really good participation. Even when you asked for 5 volunteers to read, 11 students raised their hands pretty much immediately.
Right.
And so lots of really good student engagement with that.